good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Guys, as we wind down things this morning, we're going to end off with what you just saw there, Tobago Carnival October. I mean, what else is there to trigger a carnival season other than band launches? And guys, this morning, I have the pleasure of sitting with the Jade Monkey Mass team, right? We have the band leaders that are here this morning, and this year they are presenting Faces of Tobago. Guys, we have with us band leader Ronnie Mcintosh, as well as Mr. Anthony. How are you guys doing? Sean, Anthony, how are you guys doing? It's always a pleasure to have you here. You guys are from the Jade Monkey restaurant and bar down at Crown Point, and we see that you guys had put on a lovely showing last year, and you're back again at it. As I said before, what other way to trigger a carnival season than with the band launches? And so we're going to see you guys this year putting on the Faces of Tobago, and this would happen with your band launch. Talk a bit about the offering that you guys are putting forward this year.
Okay, fine. Let me say good morning to Tobago Updates. First, let me start off by saying Sean Anthony is the band leader of the Jade Monkey Mass. I'm representing Ronnie and Carol from Trinidad, basically. We're in charge of the designs and the productions of the costumes for Jade Monkey. So we basically, at this present time, we ain't start yet.
Oh, right. So you guys, Ronnie and Carol, in collaboration with Jade Monkey, and you guys are responsible for the
designs and
of
the production of the costumes.
So when people think about quality, when they think about design, they can bank on the fact that they are experienced designers.
Because it's coming out from the Ronnie and Carol camp, and of course, Ronnie and Carol is famous for quality and customer service and that kind of stuff. So basically, we could safely say that Jade Monkey is in good hands.
Excellent. And so talk to us about the Faces of Tobago. What is this concept and theme really about?
Well, Faces of Tobago is really, as I said, and me and Mr. McIntosh had this conversation, but first, Morning Tobago and the entire world, is not necessarily Dwight York or Anna Robinson, I consider them to be the pillars, right? Face of Tobago, what we're going to do is really the landscape of Tobago. That's what we're talking, the landscape of Tobago. And that's where we get the theme from, Faces of Tobago. So I'm going to give you too much right now, but
we don't have too much.
Well, use imagination, Faces of Tobago, it's going to be fully represented.
Right. So when I think about Faces of Tobago, as you say, you're thinking about the landscape. So is it everything that makes Tobago, a little aspect of each, each thing that makes Tobago unique that is going to be showcased as the Faces of Tobago?
Tobago has a lot, has a lot of, I always keep saying that those other Caribbean islands really, nowhere close to the kind of things that I have observed and I haven't observed and witnessed all. But there's a lot of options. Right now, we on the drawing board, we have at least 15 names that we cannot scaling it down, going backward and forward. But we will be. One thing I could mention: the wedding have to be somewhere in there. That Tobago wedding have to be somewhere in there. If I have to wear the wedding dress, I will wear it. But the wedding have
the suit.
Yeah, but the Tobago wedding has to be represented somewhere inside of there. With of course, with the touch of, because don't expect the Tobago wedding now. You see people coming down in a white dress. It won't be that, because we have the poetic and the design license to capture it as we choose.
Mr. Anthony, tell me, what would have prompted you guys to begin marketing so early, especially seeing that, Mr. McIntosh would have indicated that the design have not started yet? What would have, because I see that you guys are having the band launch on June the 18th. I mean, we're in April, and you're promoting this already. So tell us why.
But two things. I mean, since a little child, I know the early bird gets the best feed.
Right.
All right. So I go on that, and consistency. Right. Last year, the same time last year, we had the launch last year. So we wanted to make it to be a staple event. So we know at that time of the year, listen, we are coming to shake up Crown Point. We are coming to give a presentation to Tobago and the Trinidad and the wider world, right? So it's about consistency.
Right. Yeah. So is it that at this point in time, persons can come to Jade Monkey and begin registering to play mass in October?
No, not as yet.
Not yet.
Not as yet.
We're not that early.
Yeah. The day of, however, the day of the band launch is a possibility, and we're still working out all the logistics. All right. The day of, you might be able to register. The day of. Although we're getting calls already. We're getting calls that people want to register. So we want to make it fair to everybody. You know that we are going to be ready on the day of and to go forward.
Okay, and coming out of last year's presentation, what are some improvements that you guys are determined to make for this year?
Basically, well, of course, we were involved in the actual operation as well in terms of distribution of costumes and that kind of stuff. You know, it wasn't perfect, right? But you know, we had a fairly smooth operation last year in terms of customer satisfaction. You know, I mean, there was one or two little size, issues, but in terms of the operation and, satisfied customers, people come, they join the line, they collect step 1, step 2, step 3, everything basically went well for us in terms of that department. In terms of the on-the-road experience, music, and drinks, and food, and that kind of stuff, everything basically went well for us. But in terms of, you always need to touch up on certain things. So we're looking for a bigger space in terms of when people come now, it'll be more spacious.
Costume distribution.
Costume distribution, definitely. And another update, because we're on Tobago updates, in terms of sections, we basically had 3 sections last year. Well, at this present time, a lot of interest has been generated, and we're looking at possibly 6 sections for 2023. We have good friends from Tobago on board as section leaders. We have Sherry and Byron. She's involved as a section leader. Junior Francis. What's the name of his bar, boy?
Of Scarborough Limers.
Scarborough Limers, right? And the bar is somewhere across.
The bar is Bayside Bar, right?
Bayside Bar. So Junior is on board with us too. We're in the middle of negotiations with a group from Toronto. Maybe bringing our entire group to Tobago's Carnival. And just to inform people, on the grapevine, through the grapevine, a lot of people are hesitant about Miami Carnival this year and looking to shift the whole Carnival experience to Tobago.
Right, and so that brings me to my next question. What portion of your audience are you targeting local individuals, and what portion are you targeting internationally?
There's no specific approach, because Carnival now is international. Everything is online. You register online. So in terms of what we can draw from last year, we have a high percentage of Chilis, of course, and we had a nice percentage of North America as well.
Right. So how are you guys planning to what direction are you guys planning to take the marketing campaign in order to truly target those foreigners?
Well, it's all about social media, and of course the real Carnival zombies, are based abroad. They go from carnival to carnival to carnival, and it's all about planning. So as I said, basically, there's no specific target. It's Tobago Carnival, it's Trinidadians coming across, it's people coming from North America, England, whatever, and they come in, and we basically, cater for them.
So what about promotion in other carnivals? Because we have other carnivals that are going to be happening even before the October Carnival. I think Grenada is going to happen, as well as Barbados, Cropover. Right. Are you guys planning to do any showcases at those carnivals to really bring the audience to
Not
Tobago?
necessarily. I think that level of marketing will have to come from the body itself, the Tobago Carnival team. They will have to do that. We will probably, it's easy for us, because we have access to a certain database and a certain group of people who's involved in mass. So we target that. We don't need to go to Barbados to target, Bajans to come for Carnival.
Right. But we do see a number of bands that have taken on somewhat of that model of going to the other carnivals and carrying their own brand there.
If we get some kind of sponsorship, definitely we'll be ready.
But the possibility with Toronto.
Toronto is a perspective.
With one of the sections that will be coming out of Toronto. We also, Dana Lee was one of our section leaders of last year. She's on board with us. That's from Happy Place.
Yeah, Happy Place is on board as well.
So they are on board, definitely on board.
Well, Happy Place will be turning. Yes.
Right. One of my concerns is the Tobago part of it, meaning the Tobago committee that's manning this thing. I'm asking this year that they really get, they did a good job last year, but I think this year they need to step up the game and control it control this event.
And you are speaking directly
Directly
to the Division of Tourism and the
directly to them.
Festivals
Right,
Commission.
because some stuff happened last year, and I'm urging to keep that on the wrap because we have some band leaders that are getting out of hand, right? I'm asking, keep that, please. Order, right? Structure, right? Also, with the Division of Tourism, also, we're also asking, I think we're at a stage right now where people are complaining and they're saying, we want flights. That was one of the major things last year, flights. Miami to Tobago. I know it's not easy, it's a process and it's a conversation. I think last year they had a flight from Miami to Tobago, and I had friends that was on that flight. We are asking Toronto to Tobago, New York is there already, Miami, we need Miami to Tobago, Atlanta maybe Europe also, straight here, so that way you kind of free up now the air bridge between Trinidad and Tobago and the sea bridge. So these are things that in order for us to lift this product, we are asking for them to go out there and at least assist on that front.
In other words, just make it easy. Try to make it easier to get here. I mean, I can speak from my side now, which is my 3D masqueraders. I mean, and it's steps. You cannot buy a costume, you can't purchase a costume unless you know how you get into Tobago. So step one is how I get in there. Step two probably would be accommodation, or some people will say, I'll find a place anyhow. So step one is getting here, and then of course step two, maybe costume, and then we will find somewhere to stay. So
but the real jumbies will say, "I bought costume first."
No, but you can't buy the costume unless you know how you get in here.
The jumbies.
Yeah, okay.
Right, and when we think about Ronnie and Carol, we often think about a more mature audience. Tell us a little bit about who is the target audience for this year's Mass Ball.
Jade Monkey, well, in terms of Jade Monkey, well, this is only, our second year. So I can safely say from last year's experience, it was balanced, it was a mixture of youths, it was a mixture of mature, and of course, we cater for sizes. Ronnie and Carol, there's no restriction. You don't have to be any specific, any particular size. We cater for all. And,
everybody.
But we look at the bill, and as I said, we move from 3 sections to 6 sections. So, so it's all about growing. Let's see how things go as we progress.
All right, excellent. And anything you guys want to leave with the people of Tobago before we wrap up this morning?
June 18th.
June 18th at the Jade Monkey.
We're working on some logistics for down at Crown Point area for Jade Monkey, but June 18th is on. Costumes and designs will be ready on time. I just want to ensure, Mr. Sean Anthony, that even though you mentioned it didn't started yet, but we have things in place. And yes, sir, your designs will be on time. We're talking to the website people already, so your website will be up and running. So
thank you.
Don't look too scared.
Never
be scared.
Never.
Would Jade Monkey have the capacity to hold everyone that's coming to this band?
Yes, we will.
Or would you be blocking the road?
We'll be ready. We'll be ready.
No blocking the road. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We've had a number of extremely exciting conversations. We started off with Mrs. Amril Ruben, who spoke a bit about special needs education. Then we had Mr. Max James, who spoke a little bit about the Prime Minister, along with Watson Duke's call for fresh election mandate here in Tobago. We also had that conversation with Ben Israel, who spoke about that Tobago Fisherman Fete that happened on Good Friday in Scarborough. And to wrap things up, we had the guys from Jade Monkey Mass, and they are presenting Faces of Tobago this year for the October Carnival. And as they said, it won't be blocking the road. Everything will be on time, and you can look forward to coming to Jade Monkey on the 18th of June and having a blast as we prepare for October Carnival 2023, guys. It's always a pleasure to be here, to sit with you, to have these conversations. Thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting. And thank you for making Tobago Updates the #1 broadcast station here on the island of Tobago, guys. Have a great day. I am Shenelle Felix, and it was my pleasure.